Come on over here. Sit. Stay. Say hello. Stay. Ah, shit. Alright. Hello, YouTubers. I don't know if my head's going to get cut off here or what. I can't see the monitor. I'm just going to reset the camera. Okay, come on over here and don't knock down the camera. Okay? There's a good doggy. Alright, hello YouTubers. Welcome back to the Magic Bus Studio. It's Tuesday, June the 13th, 2017. Coming to you from Hillers, BC on Vancouver Island, Canada. What do you got there? Oh, weeds. Okay, anyway, yeah, we're going to get going again. I had some computer malfunctions and I haven't been online for about 10 months. So we're going to get at it again. I'm going to have a little chat with you. I'll take the camera in the studio and we'll get going. Okay? Click. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, so here we are again. This is this gorgeous piece of music. I don't know if you can hear this in the background. This is Samuel Barber's Adagio for Strings. I just love this piece. Anyway, just to avoid any YouTube kerfuffle, all the music that's going on in the background here is coming from AccuRadio.com, so there's not going to be any copyright infringement or anything. Okay? Had to get that out of the way. I was going to sing Back in the Saddle again or have Gene Autry play it, but off of YouTube, but you know, they got these copyright infringement things now, and you gotta mind your P's and Q's. Anyway, okay, so I'm blathering on here. We're going to get going again in the clay. I'm just going to recap on the last video. I had been doing a demonstration on how I layer colors with the airbrush and with wiping the first color down and having it seep into all the cracks and crevices that I create. So I want to, yeah, and I never got to show you the results. So I don't have the original pieces that I was working on then, but I have a couple of pieces that I can put up on the table here and zoom in, and you can see how the layering of color works. And like I said previously, you never know what you're going to get until the final glaze firing is done. So having said that, I will move the camera a little bit and I'll set up a piece on the table here and you can see the results. Okay? Okay, so I got one little piece on the turntable here. I've got a tea light candle burning in it, so I'll zoom in on it and you can have a look at how the glaze has turned out. And ooh, it's getting warm. And then I'll turn the lights off and you can see how pretty it looks with the tea light candle in it. Okay, so I'll just zoom myself out of frame now. So I'll just spin it around a bit. So I used a dark Delft, which is a dark blue color, and brown. And I can't remember what the brown was. But again, these are all Duncan Concept underglazes. So, you know, I put the brown on first and painted some of the detail around the windows and the supports for the little roof here. And so I put the brown on first, and then once it was dry, and then I wiped it down, and then once that was dry, I sprayed on the blue, and I love it. I think it turned out really well. Okay, so I'll just click the lights off, and you can see how sweet it looks with the with the tea light here in the window. Okay, so this is just a little piece. It's like maybe 4 inches high by about maybe 6 inches wide. And if you're interested in any of these pieces, little ones like this can be had for 50 bucks a piece, Canadian. And if you're interested, you can write to me at rainforestceramics@gmail.com. Okay, so that's one piece. I'll just click off the camera and I'll put the other piece. I've got 2 more pieces to show you. Okay? Okay, so this one's got like a pale yellow and a green. And again, the green color, whoops, I'll just zoom out a little bit so you get the whole thing. So the green color was what I put on first. I painted it all on and then wiped it down with a sponge. And you can see nicely how all of the green came and stayed inside the texture here. And so yeah, so once it was wiped down, I had the green on, then I sprayed the yellow over top of it. And it turned out quite successfully. Like I say, you never know what you're going to get until the final glaze firing's done. So. Okay, so that's that. I'll just show it again with the lights off. This piece here is actually sold already. This is saved for my cousin Jane because she loved it. So, you know, I mean, if you're interested in this piece, I can always make something similar. Yeah. Okay. All right. One more piece to show you, and it's not a tea light house. It's a birdhouse. It's the first of, I hope, many birdhouses. Okay. I'll just click this off. Okay, so this is a birdhouse / outhouse. And it's only painted with one color, and that is that dark brown. I can't remember what the Duncan number is, but it's a Duncan concept. Anyway, the nice texture here that I have on the building, what I did to get that texture was I rolled out a big slab of clay, wet clay, and then I went out into the yard and I pressed up that slab against one of the cedar trees here, and it picked up that nice texture. And then again, the roof, I actually made an original with all these little pieces. You know, and then once the clay, actually when it was still wet, I poured plaster over top of it and made a press mold. And the plaster that I use is called Ultracal, and I find that it's stronger than regular pottery plaster. Pottery plaster is so soft that you can scratch it with your finger. This other plaster, Ultracal, or what's the other one? Anyway, Ultracal. Yeah. So that's good stuff. Yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve to working how to learn how to make molds, and I'm still learning there. But I'll just briefly show you the molds next. Okay, so click. Okay, so first up, this is the texture mold that I've made for the rooftop shingles. I hope that the light is, picking it up so that you can see the texture in there. Maybe I should adjust the light a little bit. I don't know if that's better or worse. We'll try it that way, and then we'll try it that way. Okay. And, here's the texture mold that I made using the texture from the tree. So I don't know, like I say, I don't know if that's better or worse. I won't know until I've processed the video, edited it, and so on and so forth. So, in future videos, I will go over mold making, what I know of it, what I've learned so far. And I'll just move these out of the way. Okay, so here's a couple of pieces. This one here is loosely based on a restaurant up in, what's the name of that town just down from Courtenay? Kind of a historical town. Anyway, yeah, I found that building on Google Earth. You can go to Street View, and I really liked it. So this is similar. Anyway, yeah, and it's also got a hole in the bottom for a tea light candle. And it's white because it's bisque fired. It hasn't had any paint on it yet, or any underglaze. It's going to be probably green and brown to reflect, what's the name of that town? Cumberland. Cumberland, just down from Courtenay. It's a real funky town. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested, go on to Google Earth and go Cumberland, BC, and go to Street View, and you can trip around Cumberland and see all the funky old houses there. Port Alberni's quite neat too. There's some really nice little houses there. I like to go up there and sketch. Okay, alright, one more. Okay, here's another one. Now, you'll see this one's gray because it hasn't been bisque fired yet. I don't know what colors I'm going to paint it with. But, yeah, it's kind of trippy too. Of course, I mean, I'm biased. I love everything that, that comes out of me. Yeah. So, just a little commercial plug for me. If you're interested in any of these pieces, so, I mean, these are the larger pieces. They can be had for $100 Canadian each. And you've got to deal with the shipping. Which going to the States can be quite pricey. It can be like 40 or 50 bucks. So you have to be prepared for that. Anyway, if you're interested in any of my art, you can write to me at rainforestceramics@gmail.com. Okay? Okay, now a little more business I think I'm going to talk about here. Okay. Alright, so here are two little dog forms. You're not sitting right. Just a minute, I gotta readjust this. That tail's gotta go down a little bit. There, okay. Anyway, so these are old pieces that I made and never put clay on. But I will get around to that. If you go back to one of my previous videos that's called animal forms and soft forms, or words to that effect, you will find the technique for making these. Basically, I make a skeleton out of armature wire, and then I build the thing up with bubble wrap and masking tape. So, and here's another one, a standing dog. I hope you can see these okay. Alright, so in a future video I'll be covering these with clay and then putting some detail on them. so stay tuned for those. And the reason that I'm showing you these is because I am one of the new things that I want to do is to try and make larger pieces similar to these with chicken wire, and then like a chicken wire form, kind of like what you, here I'll zoom back on so I can look at you, or look at me looking at you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to build a form out of chicken wire, and then I will wrap it with bubble wrap and masking tape to hold it on, to give me a surface to lay clay on. And I'm going to attempt to make life-size or close to life-size animals that way. Probably dogs, because I'm partial to dogs. I think they're more highly evolved than humans. Most of the dogs I know anyway. Yeah, so the only thing that limits me as far as the size of the piece is the size of the kiln, and the kiln is 27 by 32 inches and 27 inches deep. So I can make a, you know, a fairly good size piece out of that, you know. I mean, it'll, yeah. Okay. What else do I need to say? A couple of people have asked me to elaborate on my myself as transgender, so I'll cover that in future videos. And to the people who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I want to thank you for your continued viewing and support. And I hope to bring you new and interesting and funny videos in the near future. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Okay? Bye for now from Vancouver Island.